My name is Dave Mazierski. I'm an associate professor in biomedical communications. My interests are in the history of medical illustration, traditional types of work, but I'm also interested in tattoos and the history of tattooing. And one of my former profs here introduced me to the tattoos that I have, which are copied from the mummified remains of a body found in Siberia that's about 2,500 years old. The tattoos that I have are mostly animal drawings of animals or stylized animals. Some are mythological or somewhat fictional. Some are recognizable parts of animals that we would know, ungulates and lions or sheep, things like that. The people, the Scythians or the Pazırık people, didn't leave a written record of any kind, so we don't know much about the exact meaning of the tattoos and why certain people had them and in what locations. All we do know is that these kinds of drawings, these stylized drawings, are motifs that are found in all of their visual culture, and stylistically are also connected to the art of China and Persia from that time, and we can see stylistic connections between the art of all these different cultures. So they were in contact with each other and influenced by each other. It's believed they might have been status symbols of some kind. They might have also been marks of particular achievement, events in their lives, perhaps even just kind of a pictorial representation of their lives, almost like a storytelling. But the actual meanings of the animals themselves and why they are drawn the way they are is not known. A forensic pathologist suggested to them that perhaps they could look at the mummy with other kinds of light, like infrared or ultraviolet. So when they looked at them with infrared light, they discovered that pretty much every mummy that they found is tattooed. So now they have a great record and a lot of examples of tattooing from, stretching over hundreds of years, similar kinds of designs and motifs. They're all individual and they're all different, probably reflecting the different time period and different artists, but the motifs are very similar in all of these mummies. I met with my friend and colleague Steve Gilbert over probably about 10 years to get the bulk of the tattooing done. I could have gotten it done more quickly had I just made more time to do it, but they're kind of time consuming. Each design would take about 2 hours to outline after we had transferred the sketch, and then it would have to heal, and I could go back and then another couple of hours to fill it in. So sometimes I only went once a year or a couple times a year, just one piece at a time. I wanted to get something that was a piece, something that would be whole, that wouldn't look like, we used to kind of joke about like the luggage, look, someone gets a tattoo and then another one, and they're all different, and it looks like the stickers. Steve showed me the drawings from this book by the Russian archaeologist. And I thought, well, they were very interesting. They're very beautiful, organic kind of shapes. They were unique. I'd never seen anything like them. And they did all fit together on the body. So I thought, well, that'd be a long-term program. That's what I'd like to get done. So that's how we got started. It took about 10 years overall just to do the upper body. And it's only because I didn't go on a regular basis. If I'd gone more often, could have probably done it all in maybe a couple of months if I was in a hurry. So just a couple of visits a year, we'd add one more animal to the list. These tattoos are copied more or less directly from the drawings that were published in the 1950s based on the tattooed mummy, and as best as anyone knows, these are as close to the actual thing as possible. I tried to get them all placed in the same positions based on the drawings and draw them in the same kind of style. So they're a fairly accurate, as far as we know, recreation of that particular individual from 2,500 years ago. I thought about getting more, since other mummies that they have found have similar designs on other parts of their bodies. But the Russian archaeologist Svetlana Pankova said, well, it's your body, you can do what you want. But she said, I think it's kind of interesting that you represent that one individual from history. And you could add more, but it's kind of interesting to think that you're just that completed figure. So I think maybe I'll stop.